On the topic of dysphoria, I want to point out that wanting to cure dysphoria has nothing to do with sex. Of course, that's what genitals are used for. There's also like a dozen other kinds of dysphoria, but it's not sexual. It's visceral, literally visceral, meaning like in your guts. But it's it's hard to describe. So it's the way I described it to my doctor, who didn't understand dysphoria at the time, was said there should be a hole there and there isn't. And that's really as simple as it is. What is there is the opposite of a hole, and it couldn't feel more wrong. It's I constantly feel that there's something attached to me that should not be there. It's like someone pulled your pants forward and dumped spaghetti down them, and then closed it, and then said, you have to leave that in there for the rest of your life. That's what it feels like. It's incredibly uncomfortable. My dysphoria, actually, I'd say a lot of people with dysphoria have a similar experience. I'm going to start off by saying that I was a virgin until I got married. And I got married when I was like 28. But I was with a lot of women. Basically, all of my relationships were lesbian relationships, physically. I was very good with my fingers. I always made jokes about playing bass, and I had a couple women confirm that that is a thing. That bass players are satisfying. But I'm very skilled at that, and I never wanted to have sex. It's just not what I wanted to do. It actually is probably the reason that I had so many relationships that were so short. I spent years not understanding why all of my relationships would end after 1 to 3 months. Everything seemed to be going fine, and then they would stop. And I mentioned to one of my friends that, I was very active sexually with these women, but we never had intercourse. And she pointed out that she, as a straight woman, would find that intensely weird. None of them ever made an issue out of it. Women asked me, and I said I just wanted to wait until I was married. That's not true. I did end up having sex with the woman that I would eventually marry, but we did not wait until we got married. But that wasn't the satisfying part for me. Foreplay was what I wanted. And not all women are interested in that. So when I'm in a relationship with a woman who just wants to get down to business, I hate that. That's not satisfying for me. But I won't have to worry about that anymore.